your boy 12. NYNU, New York next up. My boy R3JEX here. We at the print shop. Shout the print shop name out.
Listen, man, Positive Print Lab.
Positive
My
Print,
man. Chris
man.
right over here. He's a one-man operation.
Salute to you, Chris, man. Appreciate you for having us.
As you can see, the work is just
like
crazy.
He got one of the best equipments in here so far, Canon. We love it. You've been taking pictures for how long now? You've been doing photography?
7 years. The name of the show is The Sabbatical.
Right.
And the way I came across that, I was like 24 hours no sleep, just like trying to figure it out for the show. And I Googled the 7th year, because it's my 7th year, right? So I Googled the 7th year, and then the other name was the Sabbatical year.
Okay.
So when I searched that up, right, I was like, well, I like the name.
Nice.
And then I Googled the Sabbatical, I took out the year, and it's a movie about a photographer that came out in 2015, the year that my best friend passed, which also he wore the number 7, which is why I got it right here.
Wow.
And like all that tied
Just
together.
added up with
like,
photography, the 7 years you've been doing photography, and
his
like,
baseball number, and the movie came out the year that he passed away.
wow, that's no coincidence.
Yeah.
But
it was meant to be.
how do you feel about like your photography? I know you just don't take pictures bang bang bang. I know you're like more like an artist when it comes to your photography work. Like you really take it serious. I remember our first encounter was in Soho somewhere, and you was like, yo, let me get some shots of you. And I was like, all right, cool, not thinking nothing of it. But them shots came out so well, I started to take you more serious, because everywhere I went, before I had my boy Kev, which is my dopest cameraman of all cameramans.
Shout out, Kev.
Yes, sir. Before I had Kev, it was like I would be places and I'd go places with my camera at any event, any pop-up, anything that was going on in the city, I was documenting. You was always there though. Like you remember,
I had to be,
you
bro.
like, and I
Yeah,
respect it,
I
and I seen the grind in you. So I knew you wasn't just a photographer that just take pictures of the time and people. Like you take it as an art, as a skill. Like explain to me what got you into that mind frame to take your photography so serious.
So like when I first started, I was like 2 years in, right? Because I started my sophomore year of high school, and I was like, damn, yo, like I'm the best out here. Like I should be like blowing up. And then I like kind of deep dived into the art of photography and like learning artists and learning like what they do and like the process of everything. And I was like, I'm acting like these 2 years have been the longest 2 years of my life, and I'm just a pro at it. So like when I sat there and like indulged in the art of it, I realized it's more than just picking up a camera and taking a picture. There's angles, there's like things you got to fill up in the picture, right? So I implemented the art of photography into like the culture that's around me. So when I was going out there and taking these photos, I was like, yo, like this would be cool if like he's here, and like I was just working with angles, like lines in the photo to like take up space. Like
For the first 2 years.
Space. Well, no, after those 2 years.
Okay.
So when you would see me outside and I'm taking these pictures, it's like I'm looking at it as if it was blown up, or like if it was like put anywhere, like what is the space that's empty, what's the space that's not, and that's how I would fill up my pictures.
Right. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I seen you at every spot, every venue that I was at. You was there, and you was in places that I couldn't make it to. Like you work with artists, like rappers.
Just the people around me, honestly.
And you work with like dopest rappers that's just from New York City is the boy Fab. You work with him a lot.
Shout out Econ.
Yeah, Econ.
Customs.
Yo, you're a super dope Econ.
He hit me, and he was doing a side bag for Fab, and it was again one of those things where the people around me just like I take care of them, they take care of me. It's just the relationship we had.
But Econ got like a following, he got a name and stuff.
Econ is nasty, bro. Like
for you to be doing photography work
I met
for
Econ
him.
in high school.
You serious?
Yeah. So Econ was making a Louis Vuitton side bag for him, and he hit me and he was like, yo, you trying to shoot Fab tonight? And I was like, I was in bed, I was going to sleep. I was really about to be asleep.
Serious?
I was like, all right. I got out of my bed, got dressed, and we was out. So we shot out there. He pulls up, and like at that moment we talking, and then we go up to his personal studio, and we just sitting there just chopping it up for like 30 minutes. Then like we was walking out, and he like tapped Econ and was like, yo, can your photographer take like a couple pictures of me? And I heard it, and I was like, in my head I'm like, bro, you fab. Like, yes, of course, like, you're a legend in Brooklyn. Like, I'm taking these, like, bro, what?
You need this for you.
I took some in the studio, but the real, like, where he, like, we set everything up. We shot in front of his Cullinan, which is
amazing. If y'all don't know what the Cullinan is, it's the Rolls Royce truck. Extremely
big
dope.
body.
Fab got the orange, like, interior in his,
he didn't even want me taking a picture of it. He was like, nah, we don't need nobody seeing that. I was like, you right, my fault.
I see him post that, so that shit is fire.
But like, just even being in that moment was crazy for me because like I grew up off Fab. Like my pops was playing it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like going from that to shooting him in front of his Cullinan and like speaking on further shoots was crazy to me because like it was like a full circle moment of like being in the car, hearing Fab and like your parents is jamming and you in the back seat like, yo, this shit is fire.
Right, and to be working with the kid.
To be working with him.
By your print, this is one of the dopest pieces you got, right?
This is one of my favorites.
How many prints you got so far coming out?
7, there's gonna be 7 in the show.
7? Look at this right here. Like, look at the color, it's so burgundy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love working with line work. So you see how it's like one here, one here, one here. And then you got all this open, like, empty space.
Yeah. Explain, like, we got your merch on right now, too. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? These pictures, this is, like, some of the shots of yours, right?
So this one isn't going to be in the show. This is just one of my favorite shots. This is actually, let me shout out Flangala. She's a really talented photographer. I met her when we were protesting, and I didn't even know she was a photographer. I was like, yo, I was like, I love your sign, I love your look. Can I like shoot you real quick? She took a picture of her and I got her Instagram. Turns out she's like Cardi B's photographer.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow.
I had no idea.
Super dope.
This is in the show. It's called 99-Cent Dreams. So like, there's a deeper meaning behind this where like, as children growing up in the hood, like I'm sure you can relate as well, we're fed these 99-cent dreams, and like we're told that that's the limit of what we can do, and we can do so much more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the sky's our limit.
Yeah, bro. And like 99-Cent Dreams is kind of like throwing it in our face to put that in the hood. It's just like subliminally there. You know what I'm saying?
It is. All right. So we talking about shoes and stuff. Like you be taking pictures for sneaker stores like Origin. Shout out to Origin.
Shout out Origins, I want to see.
You take pictures for them for they lookbook or however for their
Instagram. Yeah.
For their Instagram.
Curate their Instagram. Yeah.
All right. That's super dope. Like. So like your photography work is just not photography, it's art to me. And you carry it as an art too, right?
Appreciate that.
One of my dopest friends right here.
Listen,
super dope photographer. His pop-up shop is gonna be at Bowery Showroom. Shout out to Bowery, shout out to Matt. I seen you the other day, Matt. We out here working. We love that store. We love everything that you give us, man. The time, the space, and letting us get the opportunity to do pop-ups in your stores. This is like the 2nd or 3rd pop-up I'm gonna be filming in Bowery Showroom. I'm happy that you're doing your pop-up and you're doing what you love to do. You understand me?
It's my first one, man.
We shout out R3JEX, man. R3JEX.
Shout out 12. Man.
Oh man, you know how we do, bro.
This NYNU shit, bro. I've seen it from beginning to end, from an idea to a physical thing. And it's one ahead of its time. Like no one's doing this, and no one's doing it the way you are. Like you conversing with the people. I don't even feel like I'm being interviewed. I feel like I'm just
right. That's what it is. That's what all it's about. Actually, it's about us just talking and letting the people know how cool of a person, what you doing, what's going on in your life right now, and we just document all of this New York right now. So NYNU, New York. Next up is my boy R3JEX. Is the shout out the print shop one more time.
Positive Print Lab.
Positive Print Lab, man. Y'all come and support. Come spend some money and get these dope prints.
Get your prints right. What up, man?
What's up?
You getting interviewed right now. Say what's up.
What's up?
Oh look, my little brother. Everybody that's here. It's been 7 years I've been doing this shit, and there's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs. I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's cool. Shout out Bowery Showroom for allowing me to use their space and just being so accommodating, because they didn't tell me no to everything that I wanted to do, and it's been amazing. I got my father here, I got my family here. I got all my friends, y'all all my family. Even you guys I just met. I don't know how to feel. Like I'm getting real flustered right now, but it's all good. Thank you everyone for coming out. This is like a real like moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out NYNU. Like
shout out you, man.
thank you for everyone being here.
Artist.
Nah, listen, everyone here inspires me for real. From my family to my friends. Like y'all don't understand. Like there was a point in my life where like this man right here was giving me $40 to take the train to work because I was so down bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I'm not gonna cry right now, so I'm gonna just chill out.
Your grind
but
got you.
Thank you guys so much. This is a toast to 7 years, a toast to another 7.
Toast. This your boy 12 Vision. Y'all know the vibe. It's not a vibe, it's a big vision. We back at Bowery Showroom for another dope pop-up for my boy R3JEX. He got an exhibition for his photography shots. Me, myself got a picture. I got a picture up there too. Even Kev got a dope piece up there right now. One of your dope pieces. Yo, Kev, you've been around the world. You got some real nice shots. My cameraman, this is an interview for NYNU. My boy R3JEX. Bowery Showroom. We back again. Salute, and we gonna check him out. Right, so we at the pop-up Bowery Showroom with the artist himself, R3JEX, one of the great photographers, one of my boys, super dope. Let's go show them what's on the wall.
Yeah, let's do it. Every print here was taken in Brooklyn. That's where I grew up, that's where I was born and raised. Some of these are conceptual pieces, more of them are like real, like candid, like in the moment shots. Like I looked up and saw that, which is the cross right there. I like was shooting a cover for my homie Jono, and that's where this came from. But every which one has a meaning. So this shot right here, this is one of my favorite shots. And it's only called R3JEX because that's where it was shot on. But I was shooting like a church, and they, this kid just wanted to play with this toy car. And I thought it was so like we grow up and as a kid, we just literally just want to play with that toy car, you know what I'm saying? So like growing up and like responsibilities and all this other shit is like trying to take us away from like the purity of just playing with a toy car.
And with question about it, so that's why that toy car just highlighted red out of the whole picture.
Yeah, that's
the
the
whole
centerpiece
picture
of the photo.
is black and white, but that toy car is just bright red, so that's why that's highlighted red.
Yeah, exactly. And like
dope idea.
And he like his mother's like, yo, come take the pictures, and he's just like looking at her like, I want to play with this car.
Right, he ain't care
and like
nothing about that
us in our
picture.
adolescence, like we really like
drawn to what
we drawn to like what we, like as creatives. What makes us creatives is like what we love, you know what I'm saying? So he really loved that toy car and he didn't want to go do this serious stuff with the pictures, right? So all I'm basically trying to say is like just chase your dreams. Like don't ever stop playing with that red car.
And just know that what you're saying, you do that for yourself too, right?
Yeah, listen bro, like that toy red car is my cameras.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Super dope.
So it's not just my art, I wanted my homies to shine as well. Like all the music that's playing on my friends, like this is Landon's work.
I love Landon, word.
This is my homie Landon Curie. He's an amazing graphic designer, and I want to highlight all my people as much as I can. I met Landon through a friend, and we just built a crazy relationship ever since. This is my homie Econ. He takes real authentic canvases, like material, like Gucci. All this is real, cut from real leather. Okay. And he just he painted the Grateful Dead bears here.
So as he's shouting out his homies, J.O. is somewhere outside. Jono, Just Smile, got a mixtape out, super dope. Him and Kid got a song, Bad, super dope. But these hats that we rocking right now, this hat that he's rocking and this hat that he's rocking is Jono's hat. We're gonna get him up here in a second. He's a dope artist himself.
Yo, slide on me.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So all the hats that we wearing with the butterflies is my man's right here, J.O.
Super dope.
Again,
shout yourself out, J.O. Tell them what you got going on. Just Smile. Tape that's on all platforms. Bad. Him and Kid, let him take over. Go ahead, J.O.
So I've been dropping a hat and a song every week. I got a project coming out in October, Audio Mac. We gonna be in there. You gonna see everybody the whole entire game. Landon and Will worked on my album cover picture.
That's actually where 99 Cent Dreams was shot.
That's where this picture comes from.
Literally.
And this picture also comes from
exactly. The music video.
Yeah, and we just working, bro. We just trying to get our names out there, and it's just us.
Salute to these artists, man. Dope photographer, dope artist himself, rap artist, clothing artist, designer. Landon is amazing graphic designer, artist himself. He did my NYNU premiere, everything for the premiere and everything, right? Yo, I appreciate you for that 100%. And NYNU, New York next up. That's all of us, just Bowery Showroom. Next up in NYC. Salute to everyone. So we're gonna show, this is amazing piece right here, Kev. Like, he's been around all around the world, Tokyo, Osaka, Mexico, Vancouver. All these pieces is mixed in one right now. He's a super dope artist, super dope photographer, super dope videographer. This is gonna be an NFT, so y'all come and salute. It is an NFT actually.
12 is a photographer and he doesn't like to mention it, but this is one of his shots. He caught this in like when COVID first hit, and he'll like, I don't think anybody will ever be able to replicate this photo.
Right.
Which is essentially why he called it once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime, right here. That's Broadway. That's East Houston and like Soho right here. Like, you'll never see NYC that empty. Yeah. So once in a lifetime photo, and the reason I don't carry myself as a photographer because I'm just a performing. I'm a performing artist, man. Like, everything I do, I like to do it well. The world is my stage, and the people are my audience.
Yes, sir.
Performing arts. Salute. NYNU. New York next up is us.
The fuck I'm talking about.
Is there anybody that put you under their wing, or somebody that like showed you the ropes?
So he didn't teach me the ropes of photography, but my man's Drew Oliver. Shout out Drew Oliver. Like, when I was first starting off, like I was like 2 years in. I'll show you. You got the photo will pop up now, but I was just got home from work, and I was trying to get into this dude's studio, and it wasn't Drew, it was somebody else. And he was in the studio called Blast Off, and like he asked me, I joined his live. I was like, yo, you need a photographer? I'll pull up. And he was like, yo, pull up. So he sent me the address. I go to the studio, and we're in like the one we were in was kind of trash, right?
Right.
So he gets called downstairs to the better room, and that's when I met Drew. And Drew is engineering. He's an engineer, musician, Grammy nominated. I'll get you in tune with him as well. But I took 2 photos of him at the table, and I overlapped them. And he loved them so much that he told me to come back. And when I first started, he was really the person putting me in the studio. That's how I met Terrace Martin, Kendrick's producer. That's how I met Ski Master Slump God.
Wow.
Like, he was really taking me under his wing, like understanding that I didn't have a lot of experience, but he just liked my photography so well. And I've known him for the last like 5-6 years of my life now, and it's a very good friend of mine. So shout out Drew Oliver. Like, without Drew, like, I don't know if like I'd have half the connections I do now.
Super dope. Shout out to you, Drew, because I'm happy this boy is my friend. He's a super dope photographer, and yo, thank you, Drew, because this kid is really up next.
I gotta give Drew his flowers for real.
Love, Drew. New York next up. My boy R3JEX, boy.
For me, it's like whenever I can get a shot, like if it's like my favorite shot is the one that is like a split second.
A split second? Like
where I freeze a moment in time that you couldn't only see. It's not something planned, it's not something set up.
That's dope.
And a lot of these shots, either it was set up like that or there was something that happened that like was a split second thing that I caught. Like the one with No Way, the girls are running down the hill.
In
you
motion.
Can't plan that.
Okay, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't tell them like, come on, like they just started going. Or like the shot with the birds, it was just like I was giving a Mother's Day gift to my uncle's girlfriend, a photo shoot with her and her kids, and I just looked up and saw it. I like to document shit. It's
that's what we do.
Like, even you take photos as well, so you understand we got the power to freeze time.
Right. I like the way you said it. I never thought of it like that. That's the whole thing of pictures actually, with freezing in time, but like you just holding somebody in that moment forever.
That live forever.
Yeah, forever. So I definitely understand that. I definitely think that's dope.
Just think about all the shit that happened in our lives, like whether it was like good, like Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream."
Right.
You always see the same photos.
Right.
You know
You're absolutely right.
Barack Obama.
Martin Luther King. Malcolm X standing by the
by the window.
Yes,
like, come on. Like those are moments you'll never get back.
Right.
So it's like the fact that we can freeze those moments in time is like that's kind of what drew me to be a photographer.
I'm glad you said that, because what from you being, all right, so we came up in the digital era, right?
Very.
And you play with film a lot, don't you, right?
Since like 2017, yeah.
2017, what was your first camera? Digital or film?
My first camera was a Canon 70D, which was digital, yeah.
Okay, super dope.
It's funny how I got that for free completely.
Yeah? And the time for you being in high school, you picked up photography in school, right? It wasn't your plan to be a photographer?
Nah, I wanted to play baseball.
Yeah?
Bro, see this field back here?
No way.
So in high school, I went to Fort Hamilton.
Right.
And we played Grand Street. That's Grand Street School right there.
Okay.
My first at bat ever. It was my first at bat. I put that shit on the fence.
Are you
No bullshit. No bullshit.
And that just gave you the,
Yeah,
that
bro.
gave
My
you the
pops
thought.
used to tell me like if I would have stood with it, I'd have been the best like hitter in Brooklyn.
I'm not saying you got to have a plan, but that had to be your dream. But you,
My dream was to play baseball. For
Was it?
real.
And you
Yeah,
picked
bro,
up
I've been playing since I was 4 years old.
your first camera you got for free. What was your first camera that you ever bought that you had to save up for? Because you really love cameras. You collect them mothers.
Yeah.
You really have
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
have some of them at the show.
Are you? Yeah, because you got vintage cameras, you got up-to-date cameras. You find, like, you go out and thrift shop certain cameras, don't you,
Yeah,
right?
it's honestly like a great obsession that I have.
Yeah.
Because the fact, like I have a camera, an accordion style camera from like the 1960s.
Okay.
I don't know what was shot on that camera. I got history in my hands and
Wow.
I'm creating more history with it. I got that at a place called Yesterday's News.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they just have.
Shout out Yesterday's News.
Shout out yesterday's news.
I've gotten four vintage cameras from the 50s, 60s, and 70s from
And
them.
what do you do with them? They all work? Are you
Yeah, they all work.
Oh, so it's a different feel with those cameras. You can't take those out on a paid project with you, could you?
Nah, because it's experimental. It's all experimental.
Understood.
So to get back to your question of my first camera that I really bought and spent bread on was my digital that I have now, because
You serious? Your
my first camera that I ever had, the digital, you only get like 100,000 shots, which I learned from Canon because my shit broke the shutter. So when that happened, I was like, I needed a camera.
The
quick.
camera is over once the
Yeah.
shutter speed is
So
off.
the first
right?
one I really spent bread on was my new digital camera that I use for product photography. I'm gonna be honest, I use my film cameras more than I use those.
I know that. I know
Yeah.
because we take a lot of shots on
Facts.
film.
Like,
Right.
this shot right here was on film.
Do you prefer film or do you prefer digital?
That's a hard question. If I'm really like being honest, I prefer film.
Why
because-
is it film though?
Because like with film, you get negatives and those photos can never die.
Okay. See,
Like-
you really do your homework and your history on this. Right.
Because it's just
so
my
the
life.
digitals, you could say that you can't keep those forever.
I mean, you can, but you have to understand as time goes on and technology gets more advanced, the quality of that will get lesser and lesser and lesser. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Film is always
Film,
going to have
film,
that.
you can always scan the negative and it'll always be just as
just-
clear as the first day you
I
took it.
respect that. I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
You a young photographer, bro, and like, would you see yourself in the near future in one of these museums or like any type of
100%.
100%,
goal.
right? That's the goal.
When I first started, I just want, like, not even when I first started, but like I just want, like, I want my work to live past me.
Right.
Like,
Immortal.
I want to be a world-renowned photographer. That is
Right, and
that is what I tell when I introduce myself to people and like explain what I do. Like I'm a future world-renowned photographer.
You really are, because you're that hungry and you're that persistent with it, though. Shout out some of your favorite photographers, and I'm gonna do the same too.
Okay.
Cool.
One of my favorite photographers, honestly, Albert Watson, David LaChapelle,
Wow, David LaChapelle.
Harry Benson is another one.
Wow, you take them back, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have no, you have like elite photographers. People I Google or they would teach you about in school and stuff like that. Like
Because it's like even Harry Benson, like I learned a lot from watching it. You should watch his documentary.
you told me about that
So, like,
already.
he was the Beatles photographer, right? So he was in that world that is popular today to be a photographer.
Right.
Where you're shooting artists and traveling the world with them. But he was doing it. He got thrown on assignment, and like he went on vacation with the Kennedys. Like he went from being on vacation with the Kennedys to shooting Bobby Kennedy's death.
You serious?
There's a picture of his wife swinging at Harry Benson's camera, like, stop shooting. And like when I was watching that, he said something that really resonated with me. He was like, you gotta understand when you're on assignment, all the feelings gotta get thrown in the back of your head.
Wow, you can't care about nothing.
You are
but-
there for a reason. You are there to
Right.
catch a story. So me taking that, and when I was out here, when I was protesting, when I caught this shot right here, it just was like people were getting chased down, pepper sprayed. I got maced. I got I got chased with batons, but like. And I was just like, listen, I'm here for a reason. I need to capture these moments because we live through that. You know what I'm saying? Those are things we're gonna tell our children.
Right. So like you just know your history, you do your
I watch
homework
documentaries
all the time, and it's always about photography.
Yeah, another photographer, David
right.
Sorrenti. I was watching his documentary the other day. It's called See No Evil. It honestly like changed my perspective on photography and like this world we live in because he had a disease where his organs were like 65 years old and he was like 13. Like we're only here for this little bit amount of time.
That's it.
Like just live. You know what I'm saying?
Make
Like
something out of it. Right.
Capture these moments you got, but also be in the moment.
Right.
So with my photography, I try to like when I do freeze these moments in time, like I'm also trying to like indulge in this moment and live in this moment because we only here for so long.
And you do it well though, bro.
Listen, bro, we do
even
NYNU, bro. Like this gonna live past us. You know that,
Absolutely.
right?
Immortal. That's what we heading for.
Bro.
Immortal. So what would you say to anybody that's positive, that likes your work, that will buy your work?
So
what would you say to them?
There is people that have contacted me and said like every time I post, like it inspires them, and it's a little weird to me because like it's not what I do it for, but I do appreciate it. But to the kids, I would just say like just go out and do it.
No
You know what I'm saying?
hesitation.
Like don't be terrified of a what if.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to fail. Like I've failed so many times. There's been times where I was homeless at one point. Like I was living off a couch, bro.
We all been there.
You know
before.
what I'm saying?
One in
like
basements,
shout out my uncle.
one
Bro,
bedrooms. Your
bro, they
vision.
seen me from like just starting off and they didn't even know I was taking it seriously to like the worst I've ever been to like now my first show. To these kids, like it can go so south, but if you stay with it and you got that hunger, you can never fail.
Understood.
Just go out and do it.
Go ahead.
To the people, I would just say, just don't be afraid to fail.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Like almost be willing to fail. Like almost want to fail.
So, cause you're only gonna get better.
You're only gonna grow.
Failure is not. I'm gonna say this from learning experience. Failure is not failing. It's a learning experience. It helps you grow. When you fail, you get right back up again. You wouldn't know how to ride a bike or tie your shoe if you didn't fall off the bike or if you didn't tie your shoe correctly. So you have to practice, make perfect, and just keep going. You know what I'm saying? So for all you young photographers, all you young creators, videographers, whatever, designers, whatever y'all do, just keep doing it. No stopping, whatever it is. Whatever it is, you never stop. When life get hard, when life put your back against the wall, you go harder. NYNU, New York, next up is R3JEX. We out here in the Brooklyn roof right now. Beautiful sky Monday. And salute everybody that tap in and tune in to us, man. I appreciate the love, I appreciate the support. My boy R3JEX, NYNU, New York. Next up is my boy, one of the dopest photographers. He's not a game. You can look at his Instagram. We throwing his Instagram up there. You can look at his work. Salute, and I appreciate you all. NYNU, New York, next up.